So we have national broadcasts. We have Buffalo and Miami on Amazon. And the NFL is the only league in the United States that you have to show the game, at least in the immediate local area, on over the air. But that's mainly because they rely on like local TV deals, like mostly like over the air channels like Fox and CBS exclusively, and they regionalize base the games to their liking, but they have to at least show it in the home team's area. Even if they want to show one game around the country, most of the country. And they do have swaps where there's other games as well, actually. Big swaps of games, too. The featured game is New York Jets at Tennessee. That's Inigo and Charles Davis. They're the number one announcers. That's the big game. It does not have the most reach. I will say, it has a good bit of reach, but maybe in terms of like viewership in area, in terms of numbers, maybe. But area, I don't know. I would say no. We have New York Jets at Tennessee with Inigo and Charles Davis. You have all of New York, the Northeast, not all of Pennsylvania, about half. We have most of Indiana, most of Kentucky, most of Kentucky except for Louisville. That's because they're showing the Baltimore game, which Lamar Jackson played at Louisville College. Then most of Tennessee. Yeah, all of Tennessee. Maybe just a tiny slab of Tennessee, tiny little bit of Georgia and West Virginia. Virginia. We have most of Georgia, most of Alabama, all of Louisiana, most of Arkansas, most of Alabama, and Georgia, and Arkansas. Some of Texas, like the Houston area in Texas, and to Austin, down that way. A little bit in Illinois and Missouri. And then we got some of Missouri. It's most of Illinois. A little bit of Indiana. Most of Michigan. And we got Wisconsin, Minnesota, South Dakota, Iowa, 11 Nebraska, Wyoming. I believe it is Montana. Maybe it's Montana. Wyoming, a little bit of Wyoming, I believe. Most of Idaho. Most of Washington. Most of Oregon, except for the Eugene, Oregon area. And that's because they're showing the LA Chargers game. Probably because of Justin Herbert, the University of Oregon. Sometimes they do that though. They show some players went to college. Especially in areas where there's no NFL team or their local team isn't playing. We have most of California, except for Los Angeles, San Diego area. In Alaska and Hawaii, they're getting and most of most of Texas. We got most of Oklahoma, a tiny little tad of Kansas, and Colorado. They got stations that show from the other states that show San Francisco, Minnesota, there's just a tad. It's like a Missouri, Colorado. Maybe. Just a tad of Oklahoma Station. And then we get that showing San Francisco, Minnesota. That's the featured game, most likely the most. And that covers the most swap. I don't know if it covers the most swaps. It's got some seats that don't have a lot of big area, but it looks like it is the national game going to be in CBS. With Kevin Chuck Green. We have Andrew Kelly and Tiki Barber. They're showing. It's usually Andrew Kelly and Tiki Barber. Jason McCourty. Now, but instead of Matt Ryan, they put Tiki Barber. Or is it Jason McCourty, Tiki Barber, Matt Ryan? I mean, I know Jason, maybe it's Jason McCourty that's a full-time spot. It's Matt Ryan going to the studio. So that could be the case. And then we got Louisville area. Pittsburgh in the Pennsylvania area. You got all Maryland, the DC area. Most of West Virginia. Most of Virginia. Then we got the Kansas City, Missouri area. In Missouri. Most of Missouri, a little bit of Arkansas. Most of Kansas. Nebraska. Colorado. Most of Wyoming. Most of Utah. Of Nevada and a little bit of California. They get Los Angeles and Vegas at Baltimore. That's with Andrew Kelly and Tiki Barber. Elytras at Carolina, Tom McCarthy and JV. It's mainly the Los Angeles, San Diego area, the Eugene, Oregon area of North and most of South Carolina. And that's it. And then we got Jackson, Cleveland, Chris Lewis, and Jason McCourty. Chris, that's going to be actually a good game. Could be a good game. Cleveland, Jacksonville. San Francisco, Minnesota, and New York Jets at Tennessee. Those could be 3 good games on CBS. We have Cleveland, Jacksonville. We got most of Ohio, a little bit of Michigan, a little bit of Pennsylvania, a little bit of Alabama, Georgia, and a tiny tad of Arkansas, and most of Florida except for the Miami area. And then we have CBS late window. Most of the country is going to get Jacksonville, Cincinnati, Kansas City, Virginia. That's tomorrow. There's a few areas that are going to get Pittsburgh and Denver. That's a little bit most of West Virginia. Well, a good swap of West Virginia, a little bit of Ohio, most of Pennsylvania. So it's the Philadelphia area and a little bit of the Pennsylvania area. They got New York Station. Then we have some of Montana, Wyoming, South Dakota, Nebraska, off Colorado, most of New Mexico, and a little bit of Arizona. They got some New Mexico Station. And that, so they get that Pittsburgh and Denver Spirits and Denver Atlanta. And then Fox has an early window. Fox has a single window where they're airing just one game. Either you get the game on, and at 1 noon Central, 1 Eastern, 11 Mountain, 10 Pacific is when you get the early window, and then the late window is at 4:05 Eastern, 3:05 Central, 2:05 Mountain, and 1:05 Pacific. And you only get the late game, one game on LA Rams, Arizona, and you can't see the other 5 games that Fox has. Once your game's done, they'll flip you around to all the other games going on. And show you the endings of them for bonus coverage. Nope. Then all 5 when all the games are on, they'll go to they'll show the OT over for people in that area, in those areas. Like the post game show. anyways, you got New Orleans at game. That's the feature game. Most of the country's going to see that game on Fox, and so is Hawaii. That's with Ken Burkhardt and Tom Brady. Jody and Greg Olson got promoted on the second one. You know it's coming with Tom Brady though. But Greg Olson should be the first one. Should be number one. But Tom Brady, he's just more bigger name than Greg Olson. He's Greg Olson. Even though the fans really love watching Greg Olson. Really loved Greg Olson in the NFL world. They actually really did. But we got 8 episodes of Green Bay. That's not all of Minnesota, but a good swap of Minnesota. Decent bit of Minnesota. We got all Wisconsin. Not all Wisconsin, actually most of Wisconsin. Some of Upper Michigan. We got most of Illinois. Indiana, a little bit of Kentucky. We got some of Missouri. A little bit of Nebraska. Most of South and North Dakota. A little bit of some of Montana and Wyoming. And then we got Kenny Albert Johnson of Muncie, New England. That's the mid-northeast of Boston, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Vermont, and Maine. And a little bit of Pennsylvania has it, right? Or is that New York? Actually, that's New York. A little bit of New York. Then we got Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, Oregon, and Washington. And then Tampa Bay, Detroit. That's Kevin Kugler and Darryl Johnson. And that's just most of and also for Seattle, New England, there's a little bit of Seattle, New England for Miami area. West Palm Beach is showing Northern Dallas, and the other bit and the most of Florida showing Tampa Bay, Detroit, though, a little bit of Georgia, and then most of Michigan, and that's it. Lower Michigan, and a little bit of Upper Michigan, that's it. A little bit of Ohio, the Toledo, Ohio area. And Urchins of Washington, that's just the DC area. The Virginia area. And then we got the New York City area. And then most of Pennsylvania. Most of New York except for the Buffalo area. Then we got a little bit of some of Pennsylvania. And other items. That's Chris Myers and Mark Shutters. And then Alameda and Mark Sanchez. We're going to get other items Arizona. And that is shown across the country, different markets. Or like the home team, for example. For example, the home teams in the market, the immediate home area, for most of these areas, and, besides the teams actually playing in the game, they're only showing it because the home team in that region play their game already. If you're in the immediate home area, you only get to see one game, and that's your local team. And it's on CS. So you got most of Nevada, Arizona, and most of California. You got the Minnesota, the Minneapolis area, a little bit north and south in the area. You got and then we got the Nashville area, the Cleveland area, the Charlotte area, the Baltimore area, and the Jacksonville area. And that's it. So